Arrgh, ahoy mateys, and welcome back to Out of the Park Baseball 25, featuring the Pittsburgh Pirates and Captain Jack Sparrow, leaning heavily into the pirate theming in this one. If you made it to episode 22, you probably understand that by now, but if not, sorry my opening was confusing. Anyway, we are checking in. We're a week away from the trade deadline, as you see there, July 31st, and we are in July 23rd, so 8 days in total. And we'll be making some tough decisions in our next episode when we get to the trade deadline. This one's going to be primarily games, so if you like watching the games, hope you enjoyed this episode. If not, just skip, I guess. We'll be doing some serious legwork organizationally in the next episode. In this one, we have a homestand against St. Louis, who I believe is the division leader right now. If we look here, let's see. Oh, I guess I had it right there in the bottom. Yeah, division leader St. Louis Cardinals. Then below that, we have a 3-game road trip to Arizona. So both will be difficult, but I guess wins and losses don't matter a whole lot anymore. It's really just seeing who's going to be pieces for the team moving forward. As far as our owner goals, I wanted to check in on these since we're nearing the trade deadline. The two big ones, increase fan interest and don't suck completely this season, that are theoretically doable, we have done for the most part, which is funny because if you look at the standings in a second, it seems like we suck completely, but this is green, so that means we have completed not sucking completely, according to our owner. Building my team in order to reach the playoffs by 2028. I think that's doable. I was hoping to make it a little bit sooner than 2028, but we'll see how long it takes to actually get there. I do think we can make the playoffs next year, but we're going to need to start developing guys a little faster. And then as far as acquire a Cy Young winner, hopefully we have a prospect in that field. Obviously, the guy that would jump out would be Paul Skeens, but our ability to trade or sign in free agency a Cy Young winner make this a lot more difficult than it would seem to be. If we go to the standings here, I did touch on our last episode about potential trade partners in the American League. And if you look at this third wild card makes things completely wild. Pun unintended there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams, and then 4 games of that last wild card spot there. So theoretically, almost everyone in the American League, with the exception of the Rangers and A's, which is kind of ironic since the Rangers just won a World Series, and if in the trade situation are looking to build a dynasty, all these teams should theoretically be buyers. I went through some of their prospect lists, and not all of them, I should say, have people that we might be looking to acquire, but nonetheless, they are all in some way, shape, or form teams that we could potentially make a deal with and be relatively safe, because they're going to be teams that we aren't going to need to worry about sending talent to. But we have a lot of guys with expiring contracts too. So if you look over in the National League, the Phillies, Padres, Giants, Brewers, Diamondbacks, all teams that we might be interested in working with as well, and we'll get into that in our next episode. One thing I did want to do here, I noticed we have the St. Louis Cardinals coming up in the schedule, and if we go to our pitching staff here, our next pitcher to go is supposed to be Eric Lauer, but the St. Louis Cardinals are primarily right-handed bats, so I actually wanted to call someone up from the minor leagues. I think this is a perfect opportunity to give Max Meyer a start at the pro level here. He did decent pitching for Miami before we acquired him, and he's been great in AAA so far since we brought him into the organization. So we're going to call him up. I can't do that yet. Wait, here we go. Yeah, I don't think I can do that yet because I have a full 26-man roster right now. So let me go back here, and I will actually call down who is my most tired pitcher. JT Brubaker, Rolls Chapman, Majensky, Honeywell. I guess I could call Honeywell back down. Demote. Hopefully I don't have to DFA him. Yes, I do, of course. Usually there's a way to see who doesn't have or who has waivers left on them. And it's in here somewhere. I believe it's this. There's like a plus sign next to guys. So let's see. Who do we have here that does not have? I guess we could do Majensky. Send him down, and we'll send, especially with how bad his last game was. And we will call up Max Meyer. We also have Jones, Priester, Skeen, Sullivan available for us. All of them could theoretically be pro pitchers. If Priester had not just pitched, I might call him up in this situation. I don't think Sullivan is quite ready yet. He would be the next guy who's healthy. But we'll go ahead and give Max Meyer a start here as we go to our pitching staff. And I will throw him into where Eric Lauer is, and we'll just put him in the bullpen for the time being. And then we'll throw him back in there unless Max Meyer has some like godlike performance here to keep that spot in the rotation. Worst case scenario, we can just take Luis Ortiz out. He's really just there to fill a spot right now. If we trade Mitch Keller at the deadline, another spot will open up. But let's get into it against the St. Louis Cardinals here. Max Meyer versus Mikolas. I think I completely butchered his last name. It's Mikolas, right? You can see on paper, St. Louis much better than us. In the standings, St. Louis much better than us. The main things we have going for us, Jordan Walker is day-to-day right now, so he should be a little bit worse than he normally is. And then Tommy Edman is on a cold streak, and he is a switch hitter. So as far as dangers that Meyer has in the lineup here, it's really just the only guy we got to kind of watch out for is Nolan Gorman here. I guess Brendan Donovan, maybe. None of these guys are hitting very good, though. 187, 256. 216 for the left-handed batters. Carlson could be a bit of a pain, but he's worse against righties than lefties. So I think it's favorable for us. Quick rundown through the lineup here. I'm going to make one change and move Henry Davis. Switch him with Nick Gordon there. Connor Joe's out in right field. I'm not 100% sure why. Is it just a routine day off for Eddie Olivares? I'm going to keep Olivares in there. They're both righties. We'll just put Joe. I'll move him to the ninth spot. Just a little bit of positional flexibility there too. I don't necessarily love seeing that string of righties at the back end, but whatever. Let's go with it and let's get into this game. Max Meyer, Pittsburgh Pirates debut coming up. Let's make it a good one. All right, PNC Park. It's a night game. 6:40 p.m. is the time of the first pitch, and he starts his pro career for the Pittsburgh Pirates with a strikeout. So, keeping the fire going. AAA. Full count to Goldschmidt, and that's a grounder up to second. Gordon puts him away for out number 2. And Nolan Gorman. 3-1 count, makes contact. Another great play by Gordon up at second. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Max Meyer. So, great start. Let's see how our bats do. O'Neal Cruz leading things off against Mikolas. And that is a strikeout looking for out number 1. Brian Hayes. What a good game in our last one that we played against Philly when we moved him to the 2 spot. Flies out to left there. Brian Reynolds grounds out over to third, so 1-2-3 both directions. And now it is the Cardinals' turn. Start the second. Good hit by Walker, but even better play by Connor Joe out in right field to put him away. Contreras up second. Makes contact, grounds it out over to Cruz. Should be an easy play. And it is. And here comes Dylan Carlson. Batting 6. Sorry for the throat clear there. Great play by Nick Gordon. Dives to grab it, puts him away. And no hits through 2 for Meyer. Rowdy Tellez, our home run derby champion, to lead things off in the bottom of the second, makes a opposite field single just over the head of Nolan Arenado. And we have ourselves the first base runner of the game for either team. Nick Gordon hitting in the 5 spot. Should fall in, and it does. I don't think Tellez has the wheels to get over to second, and to third, and he does not. So men at first and second, no outs. Jack Suwinski, who had a 3-minute meltdown in my last episode about how bad he's been lately, gets a little bloop single out into center to load him up. So there you go. Maybe that 3-minute rant I had will get him off his butt. Henry Davis. So just keeping those singles going. RBI single for Davis. Base is still loaded. No outs. And that's a grounder. Should be at least one. Double play, so McCutcheon won't even get credited for the sacrifice there, but he does bring in a run nonetheless. And Connor Joe, let's see if he can get a single to make it 3 this inning. Grounds it up to short, gets just past him, and that is our 3rd RBI of the 2nd inning. A little small ball. I think in an ideal world, I would love to just be a small ball team that gets exclusively walks and stolen bases. For whatever reason, that kind of play tickles my mind in this game. O'Neal Cruz with a good double there. Let's see if Brian Hayes can bring people in. Shot it out into right field. It's going to be tough play to get, and he snags it. Excellent play by Walker. That could have been 2 more for us. So Walker saves 2 runs there. And it's 3-0 after 2. Hopefully we can hang on to this. But Meyer starts things off with a walk, his first base runner of the game. Then strikes out Arenado on the back end. It's 42 pitches so far. Brandon Crawford up next, and he strikes out swinging. So that's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Meyer. Let's see if we can make it 4. Edman did strike out in his first at bat. He'll fly out to Gordon over here, who's been a very busy second baseman for us in this game. And that'll end the inning, so got the leadoff walk, but put him away right after that 1-2-3. Meyer looking good through 3. Brian Reynolds leading off the bottom of the 3rd. Grounds it over to second. Easy play for Edman, and that is 1 away. Tellez, who got things started in the 2nd, gets things started in the 3rd here now. A bloop single, this time over the first baseman's head instead of the 3rd baseman. And let's see if Nick Gordon can follow that up. First pitch, incoming. Shoots it out to left. Should hang up, and it does. Easy play for Brendan Donovan, and that's out number 2. And here comes Jack Suwinski doing what he does best, striking out. We do have 7 hits through 3 innings, and one of them was by Jack Suwinski, so take the good times where you can get him. Meyer strikes out Goldschmidt on 3 pitches. He is looking very good right now. Just going right at him. They do not know how to handle him. That one was a wild pitch. Did he make it? Did I just hear safe? Gorman makes it to first with a strikeout wild pitch. So Meyer with another strikeout. He's up to 6 through the game now. Ooh, that's going to be out into the gap. Ooh, just off the top of the wall. Should bring the base runner home. And it does. So that strikeout turns into a run scored now. What are you doing, Henry Davis? Contact there on the 2-2. Should end the inning, and it does. Gordon throws him out at first, but tough to give up a run on a strikeout, but that's what happens. Does that count as a earned run? It does not count as an earned run, but nonetheless, it does count as a run in the score of this game, so I'd hate to lose with something like that. We lost in our Philly game with unearned runs. They will bite you. All right, first at bat was a fly out. Second at bat, another fly out. So that one was to the first one was center field. That one was to the catcher. Connor Joe up 3rd. Got the single in the 3rd RBI. Woof. That ball took a crazy spin. Arenado gets it in foul territory, and that is out number 3. So an easy 4th inning for Mikolas. Messed up his name again. And a lead-off single for Donovan. That is the second hit. Forgot about the big Jordan Walker double. Meyer gets it through. So 2 singles through the infield. Our defense is failing us here. Brandon Crawford up. Full count, he walks. And you don't want to see a meltdown inning here. We're going to need to get the bullpen going. Probably go with Holderman and Borucki here. And we'll do a mound visit. All right. Meyer says he's good. We'll give him another batter. Is that a balk? It is a balk. We have just balked in run number 2. Jeez. There's contact. Out into left. Should be a sacrifice fly. It is. It will come in easily. So Reynolds records the first out of the inning, but plates are run. We are tied now. Goldschmidt strikes out with the check swing. And let's see. Possibly his last batter. Gorman makes contact. It's going to fall in. Should be a play at the plate. Connor Joe throws, and he is safe. So that is now the lead. Jordan Walker is up. And I think we do have to call on Holderman here. Yeah. That's it. And he's going to start us off with a 4-pitch walk. Oh, boy. Full count to Contreras, and he goes down swinging, so Holderman does get out of it. But we are down a run now. We've scored 4 runs on 4 hits. We have scored 3 runs on 7 hits. Hate to see that. Grounder over to first, and that is out number 1. O'Neill Cruz going down. Ke'Bryan Hayes up second. 3-1 count. Takes the walk. Might think about stealing him here. I think I'm going to let Reynolds swing away first. And on the 3-0 pitch, skies it over the head of the center fielder. Should be an RBI double. Ooh, and it's going to be an RBI triple with a terrible throw coming in. Interesting. So Brian Reynolds with the rare 3-0 triple ties us up. Rowdy Tellez makes contact out into left. Should be enough for the sack. Reynolds comes charging in, and we're back in the lead. So an interesting way to take the lead back. The night sky has come upon us. It is 8:35 p.m. in July. Nick Gordon striking out, so that is the end of the 5th, but we snag the lead. And now it is up to our bullpen to hang on to it. Carlson leads things off and goes down swinging. Holderman with his 2nd strikeout of the game. And another one. That's 3 strikeouts and 3 outs. Arenado, let's see if we make it 4. No, he makes contact. That's out into center, and Suwinski won't be able to get to it in time. So that is another base runner. Here comes Brandon Crawford. Skies it up to Ke'Bryan Hayes and 3rd base, and that is the 6th. Like to see it, like to see it. All right, I think we'll have Borucki going, and then I guess I'll get Honeywell going as well. It's going to be a tough game for our bullpen. Suwinski up, 0-2 count. Yep, you guessed it. Henry Davis up, 1-0 count. Makes contact over to 2nd base. Edmund puts him away for out number 2. And here comes Andrew McCutchen. Makes contact on the 1-2. Won't fall in, though. Great diving catch over by Donovan in left, and that is the 6th. All right, let's see what Holderman has left in him. I'm actually going to go straight to Borucki here to get these lefty matchups. Edmund switching to the right-hand side. Makes contact. Cruz throws him out, and that's 1 away. Comes Goldschmidt. Full count. Makes contact. Can O'Neill Cruz get to it? He can. Easy play for him. And let's see if Gorman can make it a 1-2-3 inning for Borucki. You'd hate for the lefty to be the one guy to get the hit. So he does the exact opposite of Goldschmidt. Does the little skyer to Nick Gordon at the edge of the grass at second, and that is a great inning for Ryan Borucki. Still up just the 1 run. It's going to be a nail biter here. Hunter Joe striking out to start the bottom of the 7th. O'Neill Cruz making contact, and a little bloop single out to right. This is Kenyon Middleton. I think we're going to steal him. Throw over to first. But that won't scare us away. It looks like they got him, and they did, by a mile. Unfortunate, but worth the risk, I think. Brian Hayes skies out to center. Easy play for Carlson. They said it was a tough play for Carlson, and he tumbled, though, so I guess we're watching 2 different things, right? All right. I think it's time to go to Honeywell here. The nice thing is I do have some lefty arms that I can go to in case I need to. Walker grounds it right past Gordon at second, who's been great this game defensively up until that play. First batter is a base runner. Here comes Contreras. Makes contact to Cruz, and same thing, just gets right past him. And now they have 2 base runners. All right. Dylan Carlson, let's see if he is better, much better against lefties than righties. 2-2 count. Makes contact. That's out into the gap, and that will put them in the lead for sure. In comes 1. In comes 2. Oh, no. Wow. Shocking. They kept him over at third. I guess it is Contreras, so he's not super fast. But this is as bad as it could be from Brent Honeywell Jr. We'll just go ahead and go straight to Perez and hope he can get us out of this without giving up more runs. But with no outs, I think that's asking a lot here. Strikes out the first batter, so halfway home. I think it's worth intentionally walking Arenado here and then playing the infield in to Brandon Crawford. Strikes out. So that's 2. Let's see if we can make it 3. Tommy Edman up. First pitch, makes contact, grounds it to Brian Hayes, and that is the 3rd out. So we are tied. We did give up that 1 run, but we did not blow the lead. Or we did not put the Cardinals in the lead. Sorry. Stepping over my words there. Let's see if we can take the lead back here. Kenyon Middleton in his 3rd inning here. Apparently he has a good enough arm to stay in there. Brian Reynolds looks like that might fall in, and it does, so leadoff single for us. I think we're going to take a pitch here and see what happens. They've gone to Jojo Romero, lefty reliever, and the first pitch is a ball. And I'm going to try it. Brian Reynolds does not go, and it is 1-1 now. We'll go ahead and swing away, and it looks like it is a walk, so it works out nonetheless. Men at first and second now. Same situation that St. Louis was in at the start of their inning. Nick Gordon out into center. Probably hang up, and I don't think it's deep enough for Reynolds to make it to third. So unfortunate. Here comes Jack Suwinski. Oh, Jack Suwinski. Striking out. All right, well, at least we have Henry Davis, the righty, against Jojo Romero here. And he makes contact, gets through. Can Brian Reynolds get home with it? There'll be a play at the plate. And he is safe. So we've gone ahead and taken the lead. And let's get Bednar, our all-star closer, warming up. 2-2 count. McCutchen strikes out swinging. And here is a high leverage situation for David Bednar. His first batter is going to be a walk, it looks like. Nolan Gorman up next. 1-2 count. Makes contact. Gets past Brian Hayes. Oh, no. Things are not going well here. Jordan Walker up. I think we're going to intentionally walk him. And we'll move the infield in and hope for the best here. Wilson Contreras makes contact, gets through. I think that's going to be the lead. All right, so David Bednar has officially blown the save. Hasn't even recorded an out yet. And will he record an out? I guess, yeah, that's the first one. Oh, what a season. Brian Hayes, hopefully this is double play, and it is. The damage is done. We are down a run. And Ryan Helsley will try and put us away. Let's see who we have available to pinch hit here. I'm going to go with Xavier Edwards in place of Connor Joe here. 2-0 count. Has the ability to steal if he does get on base. Makes contact out into the gap, but I think it's going to hang up long enough, and it does. Great play by Dylan Carlson. That's one down. O'Neill Cruz strikes out looking. It was all up to Key Brian Hayes. Makes contact out into the gap. Will it fall? It will not fall. Wow. Oh, Lars Nootbaar gets to it, so that's a tough one. That's as tough of a loss as we've had this season. And against the best in the division, too. So just an absolute disaster. Max Meyer looked great up until the fourth inning and then completely fell apart. That unearned run really was quite the game changer. So yeah, we just completely blew that one. That is as disheartening a loss as possible. Let's see if we can get back on track here with our next game against Arizona. We'll go ahead and simulate the rest of these. I'm expecting a sweep here. So, as I say, I'm expecting a sweep. So it looks like we have some minor leaguers retiring. Who cares? We have found a 16-year-old prospect, but nothing to write home about. So we did pick up the win, a huge win against Thompson. Luis Ortiz was great on the mound, went 5 with only 1 earned. And Lauer came in relief and was great. O'Neill Cruz, 3 for 5. No homers, though. Interesting. So he was 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. And a 2-run double in the fourth. Tellez launched a 3-run shot in the third. Those are the kinds of games you would like. And unfortunately, we just did not have that on the other end. And then our last game against Blake Snell Cardinals here, and this is a big loss. So we do lose the series. Mitch Keller looks bad again. Blake Snell looks good. Was he acquired in a trade? Yeah, he was. So the Yankees signed him in free agency, and then it looks like they traded him to the Cardinals in exchange for an interesting prospect pitcher. Very weird. Very, very weird here. Oh, well, interesting. Okay, so that puts us down even further. I think we lose a game in the division standings. If we look here, yeah, we're 12.5 back. I think we moved ahead of the Mets, at least in the global standings. Who do we have left for us coming into this series against Arizona? I think we'll give Meyer one more start here, too. We got Contreras, Brubaker, and then Meyer coming up. So I guess I'll play this Meyer start. We'll go ahead and finish today. And we'll simulate some games. So looks like we got a Rowdy Tellez 10-game run streak in the sim there. We've received a trade proposal, too. We picked up a 2-1 victory here. Quite the back and forth affair. Let's see what our trade proposal is. It's for Aroldis Chapman. We would get a prospect catcher who can only play catcher, and this is the position that I'm probably the deepest at right now. I think I could definitely get better for Aroldis Chapman than this, so I will not accept that. Reject the trade. though. My assistant GM, the real GM, Ben Charrington, says, I wouldn't hesitate to make this trade. All right, game number 2 against Merrill Kelly is a loss. We've received another trade proposal, also for Aroldis Chapman. This is from the Baltimore Orioles are sending someone from the Marlins organization. I'm very confused here. He was traded by the Orioles to the Marlins, and they're offering him to me. I don't think I can even accept this trade. Yeah, if you see response to message. It's not even an option, so that was bizarre. Would not have taken this anyway. I would have rather taken the catcher before, though. Very good defensively. So let's go ahead and play this Diamondbacks game now. Looks like the Diamondbacks are in a tough situation here with a couple day-to-days. Looks like our lineup looks good to me. So I will go ahead and send it, and we'll get Max Meyer his second start here. So an afternoon game here in Arizona against Brandon Pfaadt. O'Neill Cruz starts things off with a little bloop single. We are cooking. Debating if I want to send him right now as we get through the big block of text. Moreno is a good catcher. Probably not worth challenging. Brian Hayes strikes out. Brian Reynolds walks, so we get Cruz to second regardless. Rowdy Tellez on the second pitch, makes contact, gets through. O'Neill Cruz should be able to get home on this. Throw home, and he is safe as it goes wide. And another game where we're starting off looking good. Let's see if we can hang on to that. Eddie Olivares grounds out up to short. Easy play, or not easy play. Good play by Lawler. Gets him out at first. We do advance both runners in scoring position. And let's see if Jack Suwinski can do something. Nope. Why would Jack Suwinski be able to do something? Breaking my heart, Jack. At least he's been good defensively this year. Max Meyer taking the mound for the Buccos. Had a decent first start before everything went sideways in our last game here. Starting this one, no strikeouts. Got a fly out to center to start and a single out into right. Opposite field by Christian Walker. Comes Corbin Carroll in the 3 spot. Should be an out. Henry Davis fields it. Throw up to second, and we do get that runner at second. Keeping things going. Let's pitch over to first. Sorry, not pitch. Throw over to first. Just to make Corbin Carroll know we're looking at him. Edel Marte, and we do have a successful steal to second on the wild pitch. And Marte strikes out swinging to end the first. We still have the lead after 1. Let's see what we can get going in the second. Gordon grounds out to Walker over at first for out number 1. Henry Davis makes contact out into center field. Easy play. Alec Thomas. And Andrew McCutchen strikes out for out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning in one direction. In the other direction, the Diamondbacks start with a single to left for Gabe Moreno. Alec Thomas up next. He'll ground it over to Key Brian Hayes, and we get the lead runner, but not the double play. Gordon Lawler up next. Makes contact, hits it to Cruz, and again, just to the 1 out. Throw to first to keep Lawler safe. Lawler currently on the IL in the minors in real life, but looking good as a prospect in this game. We get the strikeout to end the second, and we still have that 1-run lead as we get to the top of our lineup again. O'Neill Cruz grounding out to the pitcher, and that's 1 up, 1 down. Brian Hayes up next, and takes the walk with the 3-1 count. Go ahead and try and send him. See if we can get lucky. We don't. He stays. Now we'll go ahead and swing away with Brian Reynolds, and he actually gets hit by the pitch. We're in his head a little. Rowdy Tellez with the full count. Makes contact out into center field, and it will be caught. Excellent play by Alec Thomas. Eddie Olivares up in the 5 spot here and grounds out to the pitcher and the top of the 3rd. Didn't do anything with those 2 base runners. All right, so Meyer starts things off with a strikeout for his first batter, and then grounder for a second batter on the 0-2 count. He's only done 31 pitches to this point. This would be 35 if he gets the strikeout, which he does. So pitching efficiently, strikes out Walker, and through 3 we still have the lead, just 2 hits for each team. All right, so top of the 4th here, Suwinski up, and with the 2-2 count, you know it. Jesus Christ. Pardon my blasphemy. Gordon up to second. Little fly out, and Henry Davis out to left field. That'll be a hit. Could be a double. He's got the wheels. And he will slide in there. Won't slide. Comes in standing. Makes it to second. We have a runner in scoring position. Andrew McCutcheon. Could be an RBI single. It'll get through. And we'll have a play at the plate. And Henry Davis is in there. Throw a little wide. So, second run of the game. Let's see if O'Neal Cruz can make it 3 or 4. Instead, just a routine fly out into right field. Carroll gets under it, and that is the top of the 4th, but we have doubled our lead. Now Carroll going the other direction. Yeah, bloop single to center. Suwinski gets ahead of it, though. And that is first base runner of the inning, hopefully the last. Kettle Marte up, and Carroll's going, because I forgot to check him. And Marte here now, making contact out into left field. That will fall down. Carroll's going to come in. That's what I get. Not paying attention. I think Marte got up to second right there. No, he's over at first. Throw over. Keep him in check. Moreno up next. That's strike number 1, or strikeout number 1. Out into center field. Suwinski can't get to it. That should bring in the second run of the game for the Diamondbacks, and it does. So again, Meyer falling apart around the 4th inning. Gets the strikeout there, though. And Jake McCarthy up next. Out into left. I think that's going to fall in. Can Reynolds get the throw at home? Looks like we got him. Excellent outfield assist, and that is out number 3. So, Arizona ties the game up, but doesn't make it worse than it could have been. We'll evaluate Meyer moving forward. Brian Hayes is going to start us off with a double in the top of the 5th. Like to see that. Let's see if Reynolds can bring him in. Looks like he makes contact with a 3-1 pitch. It's going to be over his head, off the big wall back there. Another double. So back-to-back doubles into center. And the run comes in. And here we go. Maybe something can happen here. Rowdy Tellez up next. Full count coming in. Makes contact out into left. Or sorry, right. Carroll gets under it. Can't advance Reynolds. Out number 1. Eddie Olivares up next. That's into left. For real this time. And another double, so 3 doubles in this inning. And we have taken the lead back. Let's see what Suwinski can do here. I'm expecting a strikeout, and it's a strikeout. Oh boy. And Nick Gordon, geez, he's striking out too. So we leave Olivares up at second, but we do double our lead. Let's see what Meyer can do here now. Grounder back to the pitcher. 1 away. Let's get our bullpen going. No, I think we're good, actually. We'll see if he gets in trouble. He's being efficient. He's only at 53 pitches. I guess that would put him at 58 after that walk. And that is exactly the worst case scenario there. 2-run homer by Christian Walker, and we are tied again. And okay, yep. Let's get that bullpen going. We'll get Eric Lauer warming up. And Corbin Carroll, that's going to be a double at least in the gap. Could be a triple. Carroll's got the wheels. All right, so we'll just be a triple here. Now we got to make some decisions. So we have the go-ahead run at third. Kettle Marte's up. I think I'm going to intentionally walk him. And then we will play corners in. I hope we get an out here. Moreno to third. And we got the out at home, so that's what I was hoping for with the corners in. Now Alec Thomas, full count. Walks him. Oh, man. Jordan Lawler up. Makes contact over to Tellez at first, and we get out of it, so it was dicey there. Still tied. Reliever coming in for Arizona. I have no idea how to pronounce that last name, so I'm not even going to try. Sherlecki would be my guess. I guess I did try, I lied. Henry Davis starting things off with a pop fly to second base. Andrew McCutchen up second. 1-2 pitch incoming, and he strikes out. He's been doing that a lot this season, too. And O'Neal Cruz striking out with the check swing. So good inning for Arizona. And now we got to start thinking about Meyer here. We have lefty, righty. I'll give him the leash once he gives up a hit, which that was it. So we'll get Honeywell going, and I will get Lauer back up, and we will put him in, which is unfortunate because he's got a bunch of righties here, and wow, immediate stolen base, not paying attention. McCarthy's very fast, too. And that is going to be the go-ahead run. We've not been having a lot of late inning success lately. An RBI double for Suarez. Perdomo grounded back out to Lauer, so that's out number 1. Comes Christian Walker, who launched the mammoth shot in the last inning. He'll get an RBI single this time. Gonna be a play at the plate, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be late. It is. Oh man. Corbin Carroll. This is just. Ooh, right to Brian Hayes. So the fact that he wasn't moving scared me a little. This is just one of those games that's a little more depressing than usual. Especially after the way the last 2 games ended. But what can you do? We're Simmons not playing, right? All right. Key Brian Hayes to start off the 7th. 2-2 count. And he strikes out. Brian Reynolds up next. 1-2 count. He strikes out. Oh, man. We got to get a new hitting coach or something. Caleb Thielbar in. And that is a fly out right out into left field for Tellez. 1-2-3 inning. Set Honeywell down. We're only down 2 runs. It shouldn't be this disheartening, right? A walk. Well, I guess we've given up 2 runs the last 3 innings in a row, right? So, excellent play by Brian Reynolds there. Keeps us in it for the time being. There's a strikeout for Lauer, so maybe we're trending in the right direction. McCarthy strikes out, and there you go. We finally get a good inning under our belt. Those middle frames just tore us apart. Eddie Olivares to start off the top of the 8th. Makes contact. I think that's going to hang up, and it does. Out number 1. We have 5 outs left to play with. And Jack Suwinski, who's been terrible, continues to be terrible. Out number 2. I think we're benching him next game. Nick Gordon strikes out. And just got to hope that we don't bleed it any further than it's already been bled. Bauer starts the 8th off with a fly out to left. Perdomo makes contact, fly out to center. Suwinski easily underneath that. And Christian Walker, my arch nemesis, takes the walk. Corbin Carroll following him, and on the first pitch, fly ball to Suwinski, who's able to get under it. And we hang on. It's still a 2-run game. Anything's possible. We do have the back end of the lineup here, though, so not hoping for much. Kevin Ginkel in to close it out here. It looks like he is not their usual closer. Interesting. They bring him in. Let's see if we can take advantage of that. Henry Davis, the first batter, makes contact out into center, but easy play for Thomas, and that is 1 down. 2 outs remaining. Andrew McCutcheon up next. Continues to strike out. We are down to our last out, and O'Neal Cruz. Can he save the day? Makes contact. Should be a double in the corner. And he's in there. So, of course, out of the park baseball, giving me some false hope again. My apologies for clicking on him. Didn't mean to do that. Ke'Bryan Hayes up. Makes contact. Is that a 2-run home run? Did we just tie it up? Holy moly. We've had so many late comebacks that went awry at the last second that I did not expect that. And, yeah, I am absolutely speechless right now. I guess Brian Reynolds will strike out here. Yep. So it's tied. We're going into the 9th with a little bit of hope. Lauer, I think, is done. And I guess we'll go to Barucki here. I want to keep Bednar just in case we need the save situation because we are on the road. And Barucki immediately gives up a double. Come on. Ketel Marte's 100th hit of the season. And that's the ballgame, folks. So, it was fun while it lasted, I guess. Another late inning wave of depression. The Pirates lose. I almost wish Ke'Bryan Hayes didn't hit that home run, but quite a depressing affair there. Meyer gives up 5 through 5, and we will call him down after this game. He had his fun little stint, but he does not appear to be ready. Or maybe he'll just, he could be a follower, I guess. He's been great through 3 innings in the 2 games he's played. But again, we continue to plummet down the standings. We are now 13.5 back. We lost both series 2-1. We are the 3rd worst team in the National League. Let's see if we're worse than that overall. 44-62 there, and we are 46-59. So we are still the 5th worst team. We're better than the Rangers. So, hey, we're better than the World Series champions of last year. Got that going for us, right? That's going to be it for this video. What a devastating couple of losses. Let's see. We'll take a look at this trade opportunity. Looks like 2 prospects. Alan Castro is a switch hitter. It's not spectacular. I think I could do better than that. We'll look a little bit more into these offerings. In our next video, we'll play a game against Houston. We might just sim that whole series and jump straight into the trade deadline. Oh, man. Thanks for sticking with this. This has been a rough couple of games here, or a rough couple of episodes, a rough month. July has been a tough month for the Pirates, but we'll hopefully get the ship righted on the correct course and sail our way to a bottom 5 payroll championship eventually. But we got a lot more work than I thought we needed to. Thanks, Jack Suwinski. You're the best.